And we are back. You are now watching Kelly Kell Show. And today is Self Care Saturday. So I'm not going to waste no time. I'm going to jump right in it. I got a question for the fellas. Why is it that you guys love yourselves through other people? Why is it that men love themselves through other people? And you can't say you don't, because you do. You're always saying, as long as my mom good, I'm good. As long as my kids good, I'm good. As long as my girl good, I'm good. But what about you? When are you ever going to be good for you? You got to be good for you so you can be good for them. When do you ever say, as long as I'm good, they're good? You don't. You always say, as long as they're good, I'm good. Therefore, you are loving yourself through other people. And that's kind of what happens. Like, well, what happens from that is that you start to feel a lack of appreciation if they're not reciprocating the love that you're putting out. But this is the thing. You teach people how to love you. You teach people how to treat you by the way you love and treat and appreciate yourself. For instance, y'all probably go out there, give women money. Like, okay, how many guys have paid for a woman's manicure, pedicure, nails, toes, you know what I'm saying? And turn around, but your feet crusty. You ain't had a pedicure in God knows how long. You so reluctant to do for you, but you so quick to do for somebody else. I don't understand that. Y'all got to stop putting other people before y'all. You will like be reluctant to buy something at a restaurant or do certain things, right? But you just sent her a couple $100 the other day and she told her friend that shit wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. But you so reluctant to do for yourself. And y'all find that normal. I'm not certain who told y'all that just living like that is normal or operating like that is normal, because it's not. There's nothing normal about it. If y'all want to join the live, the link is in the bio. If y'all want to join the live, the link is in the bio. I will also drop link below. And we are in the game. Okay. So I did post a link for y'all. If y'all, in case y'all want to go live. And so yeah, we're back. So why is it that men want love themselves through other people? Why is it so hard to love yourself directly? Who else is going to love you? So if you want to join the live, click the link in the bio. Here's the link right there. I'm putting it up for a second. Let everybody get in. And let me know when you all are ready. So y'all, I'm being unhealthy today. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's some type of like depression or whatever, but I'm eating hot Cheetos. And yeah, I know I might as well eat like a fence, but yeah, there's no excuse. I take full accountability for this. If you want to join the live, the link is in the bio. The link is in the bio. See, y'all teach women how to love y'all. Actually, you teach everybody how to love y'all. You have to love you directly. You can't. You can't be like loving yourself through other people because you'll never feel appreciated. You'll never feel nothing will ever feel like it's enough. Ever. You always have to like question yourself and question whether or not, you know what I'm saying? Like whether or not you're the one that's going crazy because you feel as though you're not appreciated. But what is appreciation to you? And if you can identify it, now it's time to ask whether or not you give it to yourself. Because 9 times out of 10, if you don't feel appreciated, if you can't identify it, if you cannot identify it, then I know for a fact you're not giving it to yourself. If you can't identify it, then the thing that asks is, what are you doing or where are you lacking to where, you know what I'm saying? Are you going to stay in this situation or are you going to leave? Because your response to the situation lets me know who may be the cause of the situation. So if you as a man want to feel like, if you as a man feel like you're not appreciated, but you stay in the situation, then chances are you don't appreciate yourself. And she's just pretty much mirroring what she's seeing you do. Yo.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
All right. Hey, I'm glad you on today because I was hoping you get on today because I need to ask you something. If you can
Are
elaborate
you
on
a
something.
mystery man?
Nah, I would just I ain't a mystery man or nothing like that. I can tell it I can put it on the West thing. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm here.
Hey.
No, I was want you to elaborate on something. Because I've been watching your videos a whole lot and you said something this earlier that caught my eye and said that when you don't do nothing for them, they start doing stuff towards you. So I just got a relationship with a female I was with for like 5 years and took care of her daughter, took care of her, did everything for her. And I didn't know she was a narcissist, but everybody kept telling me, and I kind of saw. At first I was like, well, missing signs, and I stayed in there and I still stayed and everything. So I finally broke up with her. So when I broke up with her, she turned around and went nuts, called the law on me, told lies. I got put in jail, and now I'm fighting to clear my name in court right now. And then she went with another guy the next day. And around MLK weekend, she was supposed to move back in with me because everything was good and the relationship was going good, and that's what I thought. And then she had a lady fly in from she had a lady fly in from somebody she'd been knowing on TikTok for about a year. And the lady flew in. She met her for the first time, and she had the lady to tell me to leave her house. And we had been together and everything. And so now I'm fighting, paying for money. I'm a single father, so I was taking care of her daughter, and I was taking care of my own daughter also. Now I had to spend a whole lot of money to try to clear my name in court. And then she's going on TikTok making videos saying, we had happy times and and um and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like wondering, like, wow, it's like doing these type of things and you know blasting my name, and made a video saying, taking the letter out, saying she took the letter M was dead to her, and that she had a, um, a heart that came up behind the letter for that guy. But what I don't understand is, if he's a new supply, if he sees all these signs and everything, and she's still making videos like she misses me and everything, I'm just trying to figure out why the hell he's still staying around. But 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 can you elaborate or make a video on it? Because I just think it's real sad that had to spend a whole lot of money and what for all these lies that was told, and and she's like living her best life supposedly. So I'm gonna leave it there.
So what did she tell him you did?
She went down and so when I broke up with her, I told her to come get her pajamas and her stuff, that she had left over my house when she came stay all night one time. And we worked at the same place. So I went to her office and I said, hey, could you come get your stuff? Because I'm probably gonna do something with my daughter on Sunday, and I had to mandatory work Saturday. And she came out the door and then said, I'm not doing this, and ran back in and said she feared for her life. And then she went and got a temporary restraining. And and this, still to this day, I haven't called, text her, or anything. And we both work in healthcare, and I was there as a veteran to get like treatment and everything. And so I came out, and she had the person walking her, had the actual police on campus walking her to her office. So when I saw her, I immediately walked across the street. Then they came and arrested me the next day, saying I violated the order. So now I'm facing like jail time and everything, more jail time, when I haven't even did anything wrong. I ain't said nothing to the lady. I mean, ever since it started, like my lawyer said, don't text her, don't call her, nothing. I haven't done none of that. And then when that incident happened, all of a sudden, now I'm going to court, and she still hasn't even turned in her discovery questions. It's been almost 2 months, telling, so the lawyer know what she's allegating or whatever she's evidence she's using. She still hasn't turned in. She pushed the court date back to go on a cruise.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah. And it's like now I don't. I mean, it's like it's crazy. And then she went right to the new dude the next day, and she was supposed to move in with me till that happened. That she was moving back in with her daughter after Martin Luther King Day, and then when that situation happened, all of a sudden this dude just came out of the blue.
Yeah, he ain't come out the blue. He wasn't never moving in with you. She wasn't never gonna move in.
Then she sold the engagement ring. That's all that happened in the same week. Engagement ring was sold, and then she had, when I left to go out, she had sent some. She was gonna send some bins with me. She said, "Take these bins so I can make room to start packing. So I move in with you, move back. We can move back in." And then when that lady told me that she didn't feel comfortable with me being there, and I'm thinking like, this lady's a stranger. How's she gonna come in? The first time she met her from TikTok, and she flew in to see her, and she been knowing her for a year. I said, how do I? She comes in as a stranger, and now I'm the stranger.
Was it her girlfriend or something?
No, the lady was married, but she claimed that the lady she said her ex-husband told me she'll love bomb you, make you believe everything she says. She's a great actor. He said that she's on that ancestry real bad, And if a cousin is like 100 cousins, she considered them a cousin. She came in and told everybody online and told everybody on the affidavit that that was her cousin. That was the first time she ever met the lady. And somebody told me that they think they did something because the way she was acting, because she had told me if she was never with me, she would be with a woman. But she's with this guy because she knows men can help her with stuff. So when she got a divorce, she moved in with me within 3 weeks. And then after I actually broke up with her. When I broke up with her, she immediately went to the next guy. And so she's got it really bad. And I mean, she's got all the traits of narcissism and everything. I just don't understand why, if I did everything I could to help her daughter, her daughter was getting off the bus at my house every day, and I was feeding her before she come. And she would say that she feared. Then that one time, then she got real mad, and she said because we had separated for about a week or two, and she was talking to some guy that was cleaning her floor, and he was like emotionally all messed up because he was trying to get back with his wife, and he said that she was telling him about me and all that kind of stuff. So apparently he came up and kissed her on the side of the mouth, and I guess she didn't like it, and she had him moved, and he ended up leaving the job. And so she turned around and um, during that time she got mad and she saw me in the courtyard at work, and she's like, hey, she said she kept texting me, oh, I guess you trying to be in the area. And I was, but she was coming to get her daughter from the house, but she was like, I'm scared of you, I fear for you, but she coming to get her daughter at the house. So you fear for yourself, but when you fear for your child first, and didn't, but she'd come pick her child up from the house every day after school. So when I went and broke up with her during Martin Luther King, I just told her that, since you treat me this way, I said this has got to be, I have to be done. I said, you letting this lady telling me uh, that that she didn't feel comfortable. I said, well, I don't feel comfortable with you. Your child come to my house anymore. I said, we're done and everything. And then she put on the affidavit that I broke into her house and stole her car, and I got the text showing that she told me to take her truck and leave my car there. So it almost felt like it was a setup, because I asked her, said, why did you tell this lady? Because that lady flew in on that Saturday of Martin Luther King, and she said, well, I'm gonna be busy with her all weekend doing a podcast, because she does a podcast on TikTok. I said, okay. So that Saturday night, she said, well, I'm taking her back to the hotel. You want to come stay all night? So I did. So I got up that Sunday morning and came downstairs. I said, well, the lady had came over from the hotel. I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave for the day. Y'all, ladies, hang out and do what you need to do. And she said, no, just sit down and I'll cook you breakfast, or you can go in there and get you something to eat. So I sat down, and she went upstairs to the bathroom, and then the other lady went to the downstairs bathroom. So they both came out of the bathroom at the same time. So the lady, 5 minutes later, the lady said, hey, I don't feel comfortable with you being here. She said, I don't know who you are and everything. She said, could you please leave this house right now? Now she telling me to leave my girl's house. So I leave, take her key, and she told me to take the key in the car and they went. And I texted her and said, why are you allowing her to do that? I said, we had talked about that this morning, how you don't put us first. And her parents always told me that she always respects the stranger, but she'll never respect or care about anybody that loves her. But the stranger, she cannot disappoint the stranger. And so I came back. No, when I talked to her, no, I texted her and said, why did you allow that to happen? She said, well, I'm sorry that you feel this way. I'm gonna discuss it with her and we'll talk later and you can come back and eat and everything. So she texted me back. She said, I told her to say that because I felt like you was ignoring what I was saying. I said, how was I ignoring if you told me to sit down? And I only sat down for like another 15, 20 minutes. And then she came back and said, not the lady, she said, me and her felt uncomfortable with your back to us. I was like, wow. And now I'm in a big court battle. So I just need prayers right now because it's really sad. I'm taking care of my kid by myself. I'm going to, for me, as much as I did for her and her daughter and her own parents, and nobody did anything for her for 5 years, and she didn't have the common courtesy to be like, you know what, we're done. That's fine. I got put in jail for walking across the street away from her, and my daughter it was at the house. I had to get somebody to come get my daughter so she can go to school the next morning. And then one of the ladies on the basketball, my daughter plays basketball. One of the basketball moms messaged her on Messenger, and she said, "You should feel ashamed. You know, as much as he's done for you, you should feel ashamed that you're doing this, like doing him like this. So you're not hurting him, you're hurting his daughter. She has to have somewhere to stay." And then my daughter said school, she sent her daughter to find my daughter and said, "Mom wanted me to ask you where you staying at." So,
How old is the girl?
who, my daughter?
No,
The lady, she just turned 41 on the 16th.
and how old are your daughters?
Her daughter is 12 and mine's just turned 14.
Okay.
Yeah, we had been. I mean, I've been knowing her daughter for I was the only one, even out of the grandparents. I was the only one that was a mentor to her. The grandparents, like, you did so much for her and everything, and and I was always wondering, the dad and all of them. I was wondering that one day they came down because I bought a deep freezer and they said, "Take it back. We'll give you the one that's in the garage." And her dad said, "You've done so much for us. You just don't understand how much you've done for us." And I realized it since we've been broke up and all this is going on. I realized that her sister sent me a message, said that she needs mental help. That we've been trying to get her to go get help for her mental. She's diagnosed as a narcissist, and she won't go do it. But when she lived with me, she went to counseling for a whole year, and then she quit. But when she moved out, she couldn't afford it no more, whatever. But what's so crazy about it is that her parents, from way they was talking, they don't care. This is what I'm thinking. They didn't care. They don't care about her working on herself. They hoping and praying that she gets with this next man, either moves in with him or either he moves in with her. Because if that happens, guess what? They don't have to deal with her. And that's what it was when they got with me. That's the reason why I figured it out why they said that. It's because when she was with me, I was a single father, take care of my daughter. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go in the streets, I don't do none of that. You know, Me and her was going on date nights, doing stuff. Then I did stuff with the kids. Then we go on vacation. I took her on vacation last year. She claimed she had no money. I took care of the whole thing. I said, "Well, I didn't want your daughter just sitting in the house all week like she's gonna do this week," because she just went on a cruise for like 10 days or whatever with her cousin. Then her daughter's gonna sit in the house for a whole week on spring break. And I'm the one who was doing all that. So she's making all these videos talking about. She made another video talking about what is one of the things he wouldn't let you have, and she said friends. Never, not once didn't want her to have friends. It was just a friend she was dealing with was talking about, "Oh, girl, don't be with him." But they don't know that how much I was doing for her child and everything. Every one of her friends she had is no longer with her, had men problems. One of them said, "At least your man loves you. My man don't even love me." But she wanted friends so bad, but the friends she had was all toxic. And
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 whose opinion?
well, I'm just saying that they. I know what you're saying. I know that probably don't sound right, but they all had men problems. So what I'm trying to say is,
What that got to do with you?
I know, but I'm saying, like, if
What that got to do with you? With what do
no, I
that
know,
got to do with her too?
I know
With
what you're saying.
being that friend?
I know what you're saying. Like, if my friend came up to me and he said, "Hey, man, I don't think you should be with her," and nothing's wrong with her. I don't think he's a good friend. He can't just keep saying, "Hey, man, I don't like her. I don't think you should be with her," or whatever. If it's
Maybe
nothing
he
wrong with
sees
her.
something that you don't see.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But because if it kind of make it sound like you the narcissist, because it's like you can't dictate her friends just because they saying, "Hey, you shouldn't be with them," don't mean they're not a good friend,
Yeah,
because
I
they
got
may
you.
see something, they may know her in a way that you don't know her.
We'll be on.
You too worried about what she talking about
I
with
just
her friends, and the
you,
fact that her friends you saying her friends got men problems. Maybe the men that maybe the men is the problem. You never know, because mind you, they're her friends and not yours.
yeah, you're right. But I'm saying what my situation though. I mean, my situation is pretty unique though, because you know it shouldn't have never happened like that. And I mean, I just don't think for what all I've done, I don't think that I deserve to go down that road, you know.
How many? But like, I'm just trying to see what role did you play in it?
Only thing I did, honestly, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I mean, I just feel like if I tell the truth, if I'm being honest, as I get an honest answer back. Just a lot of times, you know, a lot of people tell me I should have moved on because they saw that she really didn't, she really didn't want to do anything in a relationship. You know, she always came up with excuses. She didn't want to do nothing.
What role did you play? You keep saying she. I just asked you a question. You just said you just gave me 10 things that she didn't want to do.
Um, I don't even know, honestly, if you know the truth.
Because you so focused on her wrongs, you don't even know what you did wrong.
I guess the only thing I could probably say that I did wrong, I probably, you know, because I got to avoid an attachment style, you know, because like I said, I wasn't really raised by my parents. I just think that maybe I wanted to spend a lot more time than what she didn't want to spend. And I think that's probably one of my biggest issues, if you don't know the truth. And she never did want to spend that much time. She always want to spend time, you know, she would, she would like, she would like, for example, like all week, she'd be like the whole week could be gone. Her daughter could be gone, her dad, whatever, and she'll wait till all up to Sunday, like right around the late evening, and she'll say, you know, text you and say, oh, you know, I love you, I miss you, but I haven't heard nothing from her the whole week.
But what part did you play? Like what? Because
I know what you're trying
she
to say,
ain't
but I
doing
don't really
all that
know
for
though.
no
I mean,
reason.
I know what you're saying. It's two sides of each story, but sometimes I really believe it ain't though, because I mean, like I said, if I was doing everything I was supposed to do, you know, as far as a man, taking care of her, and I mean, doing everything, you know, and trying to help her, because like I said, I wasn't getting anything in the relationship. I wasn't, but I stayed anyway because I cared, you know, and then you
What
know,
you mean? What you mean you wasn't getting anything?
what I'm saying is I wasn't getting anything that she would, you know, a woman would give a man and a man would, you know, give a woman, like, you know, that time spending each other, you know, respect and all this stuff. I wasn't getting it, but I still stayed. Even my friends told me, man, you should have been gone a long time ago, man. They even told me that this was going to happen. I mean, I've had my friends, they told me, I did not tell you that about 3 years ago, this is going to happen. We was together for 5 years. They said, we knew that, they kept saying, this is going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. And guess what? They right.
So her friends was right too, though. And you didn't like her friends. But your friends was telling you the same exact thing, and you was fine and still friends with your friends.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's pretty darn. It's looking like you the narcissistic one because you mad at her friends and don't want her to have friends because her friends are telling you her not to be with you, but your friends are telling you not to be with her. They telling you the same exact thing, and you're fine. Your friends are cool telling you that.
Well, I was just the reason why I was asking you, I was just trying to with my situation though. I mean, like, you know, I mean, it shouldn't have never went that way though. You know, I mean, I got a kid to take care of. I mean, it shouldn't have never went that route.
How many times did she tell you like, "Oh, leave me alone," or you know how women be?
She only told me that one time. That's when after I broke up with her, it was around Martin Luther King, and I haven't bothered her since. Yep.
I mean, you said as far as she got like something dealing with court on you, right?
No, yeah, that's what happened after Martin Luther King when I broke up. That's when she went and did a temporary, and she went down there and said whatever, I don't know. And then she said I had weapons. I never even owned a weapon before. You know, she said all these different things. She even said on the affidavit I went to the father to the courtroom to when she went to go get the temporary order, and it shows on my Ring camera I was at home working because I work from home 2 days a week, and it showed the date and there and the time that she was down there. It showed the time I was at home, the same time. And then she going online and on TikTok making TikToks talking about, oh, I can't wait to do this to him and all this kind of stuff, you know, and all this, and you know, just like the smear campaign on me and blasting me, and I'm not doing it on mine.
It seems like y'all need to stay away from each other.
Yeah, that's what my lawyer said. He said, you know, he said, you know what, this should have never happened. It should never even got to this. And I understand. They say if you break up with a narcissist, it gives them a narcissist injury, and they may not have found nobody like the dude she's with now. It's probably not who she gonna be with. It's just probably somebody that she needed to be, because they always can't be alone. So it's probably somebody that she had to be with at this moment. But I mean, he's a downgrade. I think he is, but I mean, but hey, but I can't worry about it. I just got to take care of my daughter. I'm just hoping and praying I get out of this and move on with my life.
Well, I wish you the best in your situation. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean it is, because when it's a lie, because sometimes you can't, you can't fight a lie in court. You know, and I mean, she go down there and I mean, I thought it was supposed to be innocent to proven guilty, but it seemed like it's the opposite. It's like guilty to proven innocent.
Well, she was able to get a restraining order against you. She was able to prove some of what she was saying.
Yeah. Well, yes, but my lawyer said, that, all they have to do is go down there and say that they fear for their life, and they're gonna get it.
It's not as simple as that.
It's not.
No, it's not as simple. They have to have some sort of proof that their life was threatened at least one time.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know what happened. I don't know, but I just know I got all my facts together. I mean, he said I'm gonna be fine. He said he thinks I'm gonna get off of it, because, it's just, like I said, I mean, till that incident, I stayed away, and I haven't talked to her, I haven't texted her, I haven't did anything. But I just want to talk to somebody. I guess I'm just trying to vent. I'm sorry if I took up your live, whatever. I'll just
you're fine. You just need to love yourself more, because it'll get like that. They'll put the police on you for sure.
I'm just gonna ask you this, because you, like I said, I love your lives, and I mean I love your videos. You just want to know why she had to do that. If why she had to do that. If if you was, if I'm there, I'm like there for her.
She did that because the guy that she was talking to, she'd been telling him that you were stalking her. So she had to support her theory. My ex-boyfriend did the same thing to me, and I was with him for 8 years. She had to support her theory. When I got out of jail, I got out of jail June 25th. He moved in with his new woman on July 1st. So.
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah. So they have to support their theory.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. And pretty much did the same thing. Got a personal protection order against me. And I'm reading the shit and I'm like, well, I never did this. But the way that he worded it, like, it was one time we got into it and he choked me, and he was choking me so hard I went to reach for, like, all I could see is the knives, because I got to protect myself at this point. I just like tried to mouth that I couldn't breathe and you choked me harder. So I went to grab the knife, and when he seen me, he slung me, and the tip of my finger like hit the knives, and the knives fell all over the floor. So what he did is he took a picture and he told them that I came into his house and I tried to grab the knife and stab him, and the knives are all over the floor. And that's what, and if they check the knives, there's only 2 set of fingerprints on them, which would be his and mine. So that's how he did it when it was not the case. He was the assailant and I was trying to protect myself.
Did it get dropped? Did it get dropped when you went?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that I was on like whatever for like a year, but because they don't like, they'll just be like, oh, stay away from this person. They don't, like, you don't go to jail or anything like that.
You think I'll get one? Because they told me that since she got domestic violence people involved, that the DA gonna try to cut me a deal. But I know a police officer in another town, they told me do not take the deal. They said take it to trial, because they said, you don't want that, because if she's already easily lying like that.
Well, the domestic violence people get in it anyway.
That's where she went. She went through them. That's how she got her lawyer.
Yeah, I was about to say that but they do it anyway. So anytime you make a report, they are going to be like, okay, well, if this is bad, you need to get an order of protection, which will be easier based off of the report.
Yeah.
And then you get an order of protection, but you're going through the order of protection through the domestic violence. They are the ones that do the order of protection.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they provide you with any shelter or anything that you might need.
And they told me that because I served one day in jail, they saying the lawyer said they got up to a year since I walked, I saw her and I walked away from her like I was supposed to. And the police officer who arrested me said I really shouldn't have got arrested because the campus police didn't really know about policing that well. And they said I shouldn't have got arrested. They said that well, lawyer said they have up to a year because once I walked across her and it was considered violated, that's contempt. So the DA now can file a contempt. They got up to a year to file a contempt. But if I don't get it thrown out of court in April, when I go to court, if I don't get thrown out of court, I can serve 10 more days of jail. you know.
When you got served with it, did you try to dispute it?
No, I didn't dispute it. I didn't know this either when she got it, the temporary order, but so I didn't have no lawyer then. When she got the temporary order, I could have went, because I found out, I read about it. I could have went and did a rebuttal against it. You had up to 10 days after she did it. And I didn't know that. And so I went ahead and 10 days went by, and that's when I had to get a lawyer. And but now it becomes criminal because now it's contempt. Even though I shouldn't have got arrested, they said, even the policeman told me, but they said they had to do it because they called it in. Since it's contempt, now it becomes criminal in a civil court. So basically, if they file it, which they haven't filed it yet, because the lawyer said they got up to a year to file it, but he said if he gets it thrown out in April, I'll be fine, and that's when they'll see if you want to take a deal or you just go to trial with it. But if not, I could serve 10 more days of jail. Because even though I got arrested and I bonded out, it's considered contempt. And but what was weird about it is the discovery questions. She still hasn't turned in the discovery questions. It's been 2 months, and my lawyer had to send a letter to threaten them to turn it in on Friday. This Friday coming up, she hasn't turned it in, stating what her evidence is on this case. She still hasn't turned it in because she didn't have anything till I went. She didn't have anything till that day that I got arrested. So it's a shame, man. I lost 13 pounds. I got my weight back, but I lost 13 pounds like a month ago. And, my daughter's stressed out. And, my daughter shouldn't have to see me go through this, especially when I was coming from a good place, helping this lady out, feeding her daughter. Because, make sure her daughter was fed and going to her activities with her. And if she gets sick, I'd go to school and see her about her and, help her out. I was doing all this stuff for her.
Wait, so pretty much you're a single father and y'all got daughters around the same age. So pretty much her daughter was coming over there hanging with your daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's been making videos here and there talking about, I had a whole lot of happy times with him and even though she got the new supply and a new guy, she's still making videos and somebody told me all it is because I'm blocked, but somebody I guess somebody I was on her page or whatever, and they said that they think she's just trying to get my attention.
So you need to cut that person off because they starting shit.
Yeah. Somebody told me the same thing you said. Said that ain't somebody you want to be around you.
So let's go back to this. You can identify the friends that wasn't right for her, but you can't identify the motherfuckers that ain't right for you.
Yeah. Well, I know I got rid of them. I got rid of those people, but I just kind of like a loner now. I just stay to myself, just do stuff with my daughter, and that's it.
And your ass been lurking her page.
No, I ain't been looking at her page. Somebody just send something, say something like that. But my lawyer said we can use stuff like that if she's slandering or whatever. But I don't know. I just hope I get out of this. I mean, I ain't did nothing wrong. Just trying to get off of this. You know, it's been really bad for me to even
See,
think
that's the
about.
problem. You think you ain't did nothing wrong. You ain't gonna get off until you acknowledge what you did wrong, so you will know what to do right, or know what not to do again, or know how to handle it. It ain't you not gonna get the answers until you acknowledge what you did wrong. You keep saying you ain't did nothing wrong.
Well, the reason why I say that based off of who, right? What I'm saying is though, I'm telling the truth. I know you said it sounds like I'm the whatever, but I'm telling you, like when she lived here, I mean, I did everything a man's supposed to do. I mean, I tried to spend time with her. I even told her, hey, I even told her this last time. So if you come back, you ain't got to pay no lights because she was only paying lights, water, and electricity, like small bills. I said, you ain't got to pay nothing. Just go to counseling because I'm in counseling right now. I'm trying to help myself too. My avoiding abandonment, avoiding attachment style. And I said, let's do this together. If you come back, you go to counseling. You don't have to pay anything. I mean, we supposed to got married, and the pandemic hit, and they wasn't allowing people to get married. It seemed like every time that she was getting to move back in, or like we was getting ready to get married, God would show a sign. Like that guy, she was getting to move back in. Once that guy was cleaning her floor, that was talking to her emotionally, and she was talking to him emotionally, and then I saw it. And then all of a sudden, that I knew something was wrong. And then we were supposed to have a date night. I called her and said, I'm coming to get her. She sends it straight to voicemail. Then 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock comes, and still didn't. I called her 11. She answers and then didn't say nothing. She could never text me. She said she was going to see a friend because the friend was being suicidal, and found out the friend even she was with the guy that she's talking to now. And the girl never even, wasn't even suicidal. She never even went to the hospital. So it's like things like that. But her parents and her sister, I got evidence where her sister's told me she's a moocher. She's always been a mooch. She's always used people, manipulated people. This has come from her sister. So she's always been that way. She's never stood on her own 2 feet. This is the first time she's ever lived on her own when I made her move out. And she's 41. So
So with a sister like that, it would be hard for me too, because now my sister's, instead of trying to help me, she's telling my man
yeah.
these things about me. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that. I study psychology, so it's stuff like that where you gotta sit back and look. If her mom and her sister talking bad about her to her man, when they supposed to have her back, or these conversations supposed to be had amongst them. They supposed to come to her and be like, girl, this, that, and the other. They're not supposed to come to you, oh, she's this, she's that, she's this, to
Well,
sabotage what is the goal behind it?
only thing that I can say that I believe from her is that I can tell that she was really trying with us, but she couldn't. I guess because she was taking medicine for all it, and she couldn't keep the consistency. But she was trying. She went to counseling for a whole year. But the only thing that I seen that I think she was telling the truth from, she kept telling me about how her mother, um, when she was little, and her grandmother took care of her, and then her mother, I guess her mother would, they would say, oh, we had the sister was born, she became the golden child, and like they'll like when the pandemic hit and we was living together and we had already had COVID tests and shots, and we wore masks and we stayed in. We really never went nowhere. We always ordered the food to come to the house and everything, and our the groceries where they drop it off by truck. And she would go all the way. They would go all the way to 4 hours, 5 hours away to the youngest daughter and keep their kids. They hadn't even had the COVID shot or nothing, and we had it. We was 20 minutes away, and they wouldn't allow us to come around them or even come and get the granddaughter or anything. So she told me about stories like that. So she's not really she really don't mess with them like that. She kind of keeps away from them because her sister told me that her mom and her sister are the same. Like my ex, they the same person. Like her dad, great guy, love him to death, but he cannot say anything. He's like a puppet. Like if they was to go, he'd go to set the table. She'll say, "Hey, put the food on the table," and there ain't nothing on the table. And he'll put the food in the middle of the table, and then the mom would say, no, put the food on the left side. He put it on the left side. They said, no, put it in the middle. And he'd be like, damn it, woman, I just put it in the middle. And then she like, you don't raise your voice at me. And I was like, whoa. And I told her, I said, if we ever got married, I said, I don't want to be like him. I said, and she said, well, I don't want you to be like him either. Shit. He's a damn puppet. He always allowed my mom to do him any kind of way. So it's a lot of stuff, because she was in the middle of the inner. I don't know if you know too much about, people that goes through that kind of mental whatever. She was in the middle of the inner. I guess she was in the inner child part of it, where that's the deep. I guess that's the deepest part of the counseling, the inner child. So she was like in that part of it, where she was trying to better herself. But I'm not gonna tell no lie. I pray for her and her daughter every night. I do. I don't wish no ill will on her. I just think that I wouldn't have done this. This ain't the way I would have done it. If we're done, we're done. But I don't think with her having a child and I'm having a child, I don't think I would put nobody's kid in jeopardy. It's just not me. I don't care if it's you my worst enemy. I wouldn't do that.
That's why I'm trying to understand what exactly happened for her to do that to that degree.
Well, I don't. We was doing it. We had a lot of back and forth, but some people think that she had to do it. They think she had to do it because if she didn't do that, then I probably would have never left her alone. You know what I'm saying? Not text her and say, hey, why this is happening? I still love you. Why we have to do this? Why this gotta? But the thing is, though, it's a way to do things. If you got somebody else, if you want to, but which I know that the new guy's getting love bombed. I know that. Because basically, I'll listen to Lee Hammocks, and Lee Hammock is probably one of the very rare people that's ever, beat a diagnosis that he had, like a narcissist diagnosis, and he makes videos all the time. He said, stop worrying about the new person and everything. He said, you remember what happened to you, right? It's gonna happen to them too, if not worse. It's basically like when she got out of the divorce at 18 years, I didn't even know what love bombing was till her husband told me. He said, she gonna love bomb you, make you believe everything she say, and she's a great actor. That's what he said.
But from what you told me, you love bomb her because you said she don't give you no respect. She didn't want to spend no time. She didn't. You was like, you was the one that wanted to spend time. You was the one that wanted to do this. So it seemed like she was shying away from the beginning.
Yeah, I know, but I saw it.
Love bombing that's not love bombing. Love bombing is constantly wanting to spend time, constantly trying to overgift the person or constantly trying to
that's what happened to me.
Them feel as though
that's what happened to me. No, that's what happened to me in the beginning. I was doing it, but I'm saying once she started moving in and she got comfortable, she told me she said she had masked the first 2 years. And I didn't I learned a lot. I don't know what all that meant.
But that's the thing, if she's a narcissist, they're not going to mask anything. You said that you sure she love bombing the next guy, but she never love bombed you. You were the one love bombing her because you said she wasn't trying to spend no time or nothing.
No, she ain't trying to spend no time. No, I was trying to say she never spent no time, try to spend no time towards the end. But when at the beginning, we'd go to church, we'd go do stuff, go hiking, bowling with the kids, everything. And then once she got moved in, she started, talking about chronic illnesses, hands hurting. It's like, it's time to go to church. Oh, I'm sick. I'm not going today. Let's go hiking. Oh no, I think my back hurts. She just kept making up these things and saying all these things. It seemed like it was all the time. So I found myself only doing stuff with the kids, just being the kids doing stuff together. And then all of a sudden it drastically just kept going. It's like it was me and the kids. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to do nothing. And then I just knew. I was like, well, I just left it alone. You can't force somebody to do something. So
she never wanted to do it to begin with. She was only doing it to make you happy. So it seemed like she never wanted to do it to begin with, but you liked her. She didn't want to hurt your feelings, so she started doing it. Y'all got used to each other, but then when she moved in, she like, okay, I really don't got to fake this shit no more. Like I can't fake it no more because once you move in, see, it's a difference if y'all living in separate places. Because I could pretend with you and I could go with you to not hurt your feelings, but if I move in with you, then it's 24 hours, 7 days a week. I got to deal with you.
Yeah. So a
Yeah.
lot of people think that because she had got a divorce and within 3 weeks she moved in with me, and people's like, who does that? Especially with a child, and they don't know who you are from Adam and Eve. And she saw that I was a single father and it was comfortable here and everything, and she went ahead and she moved in, but 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 really she moved in because she didn't have nowhere to go. She didn't, and so a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people are saying, I think you're being used, man. And I kept saying, I don't know if I am or not. And then after a while, I realized, I said, hold on a second. I said, maybe I am, because she was using me for her daughter, because her daughter was still in the school system when she moved. So she lived 30, 40 minutes away. So she didn't want to put her in that school because it was a bad school dinner. And then she turned around and we got in a little spat, and she was taking her and picking her up and leaving her in the car for 2 hours till she got off from work. And it was like during the winter time, and I felt bad about that, and I didn't want that on my conscience. And I told her she can bring her back to the house, you know. And but like I said, I mean, I didn't do all that just for praise. God knows exactly what happened. So I'm just praying to Him and let Him fix it. He knows exactly what I did. I mean, I was really coming from a good place, and that's the reason why I think it really hurts so much. Is that I really? She even said it. She said, "There's no doubt in my mind that you love me." She said, "No doubt in your mind that you was a great added stepdad." Because her daughter never asked her dad to come to the school picnics and stuff. She'd ask me come to her soccer matches. She'll go right past her dad and come hug me first. I'm up late at night building bicycles for birthday, Christmas, and stuff like this. You know, Pandemic hit. She wanted to go to the gym. I bought everything that she used at the gym. I bought it for her so she can have that same stuff, elliptical, all that stuff. It was elliptical bands, all the stuff, little hand weights and stuff. So I'm in a lot of pain though. I mean, I am, but hey, life moves on. I was thinking if I keep on worrying about it, I'll probably end up dying because just from the stress. And I was like, I just need to know that my friends like, well, you need to know that, hey, if you keep worrying about that, it ain't gonna matter because she's still gonna hug the guy tonight. She's still gonna kiss him tonight. So why bother about stuff like that? So so
Yeah, you can't focus on what she doing with nobody else. You'll drive yourself
but
insane.
but let me ask you this, because you're an expert. I ain't gonna lie, I like your content for real. I told a lot of people about you. And uh um now Lawyer said this. He said, I've been doing this for a long time. He said, mark my words. He said she gonna try to come back.
I hope you ain't betting on that.
I'm not. But why would she?
The only way you'll get that woman back in your life at all is if them little girls remain friends, and she not gonna come back in the way that you think she is.
Even if she knew she had that I was, she knows for sure that I loved her, and I really loved her and all this stuff. Because like I said, you
She
know,
don't want you.
man,
What more do you want her to do?
that's
She
hard.
probably didn't already told you. She probably didn't already blocked you. You probably didn't already ignored you. You probably popped up on her. Now she got the personal protection order. That wasn't enough. She like, fuck it, I'ma file charges. The next step is death at this point. She don't want you.
So I'm gonna ask you this: because you real knowledgeable. So with this being said, and as good as we know, everybody knows with the new guy, which I don't care about, but we're saying the new guy. If you don't move into somebody with somebody move towards to somebody, if you don't move to somebody within 2 days, that's a rebound.
You don't know how long she been dealing with that man.
So how was she trying to portrayed she was gonna move back in, and she was sending bins with me, and I said, no, just keep them here, and I get them later. And she was getting ready to move in after Martin Luther King, and then when I went ahead and broke up because I didn't like the fact that lady said what she said, all of a sudden he pops out of the
She
corner.
probably got tired of explaining herself to you. Because think about it, we'll tell a man something and they won't, and then you'll trip or you'll ask us a million times, and now we got to explain ourselves a million times, just like kind of women do to me and too. We'll ask you why you don't want to be with us a million times, although you told us.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And then we'll try to do things to make you want us more, do things to make you realize our worth or whatever. You probably did that. And she's probably been showing you from the beginning. That's the thing. She was never out of love with her husband.
Oh,
And you didn't love yourself enough to know that. You don't love yourself enough now.
yeah, I believe you.
Because you worried about what she doing with another nigga. Listen, if she did all of these things to you, right? If you so certain that you was perfect in this situation, she did all of these things to you, why do you want a person like that?
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. They said, man, even all the basketball moms, they said you're a great father. You know what I mean? You really did a whole lot for them. And they just said that we feel bad, that she had to do that. She didn't have to do that. She didn't have to put your daughter through all that, and nothing. And I didn't really recognize I didn't really see. It's like I'm learning now, because you ain't never too old to learn, but it's like, my daughter had her 8th grade night. She just turned like 14 in February, so she had her 8th grade night, her last basketball game for middle school, and she came, and I remember she got off work. She said, I'm gonna buy her a balloon and some flowers, and then she turned around and said, that night my daughter's aunt came, and she said, well, Dad, can I go to the hotel with my aunt? And she just taking me to school the next morning. I said, yeah, that's fine, because they was coming from out of town. She said, she told my daughter, she said, I'm always gonna be. She said, I'm gonna tell you, I'm always gonna be your person, even if I'm not with your dad. And that was on January 9th. And then that next week, the engagement ring was lost. But she had said a couple of days before that she was behind on her mortgage and her car note. And then she told me that she had left it in the house. Then she told me again, oh, I had some sticky stuff in my hands, and I was at the doctor's appointment for my daughter, and I must have laid it on my dress. So I know if you laid it on your dress and you moved around in your car, it's either gonna fall in your car or fall out your car. So the lady was coming that weekend. I said, well, but you put, she said, I'm gonna put flyers up at the place where my daughter's appointment was. She never went put flyers up there, still this day. And the lady came in. I said, well, are you gonna look for it in the car or something? She didn't worry about it. And I told her, I said, you know what? I said, maybe it's God's sign I need to be done. Because I said, I feel that you pawned that ring. And she started just out of the blue, just like a Academy Award, to start crying. Well, would you put the relationship on the line? It's like she was on the line for no reason. And then she was fine. And I went and took the truck, and cleaned it up. Because I said, she's going to go pick up the lady that day. I said, I'm going to clean the truck up for her, inside and out. And I stripped it all the way down. And I never fooled it. I found it. And then I knew she was going on a cruise, and she had to fly dinner. I said, then all of a sudden, the elliptical ball was gone. And then her daughter's bicycle was gone. And the only thing she kept was her daughter's laptop I bought her a couple years ago.
Oh, his phone must have died. His phone must have died. Let's see. Yo.
What up, Kelly?
How are you?
I'm good.
How are you?
What up, that lady on there? What's up?
Nothing much. What's up with you?
Checking on you right now.
You ain't got nothing to say?
I said hello. How you doing?
Hey, you could type that in the chat.
I ain't want to type in the chat. I want to come mess with you on camera.
Well, that ain't what this for, though. I'm trying to conduct a podcast, but you have a wonderful day.
I thought you was talking about something.
So, yeah, from the past guest we had, though, he seems like they don't deserve to be together. You know, they both need just to separate. It's a possibility they both are narcissists. It's a possibility they both could be narcissists, but you know. Anybody else want to join? The link is in the bio. If you want to be a guest, just click my link in the bio. I also post it in the chat. Hold on one second. There it is. Post it in the chat. There's multiple definitions of narcissistic.
I lost signal.
Yeah.
I lost signal. My bad, but I ain't got long. I got about 5 more minutes. But I appreciate you even letting me get on though, just to just to vent and get myself a little bit better.
No
but,
problem.
I mean, I'm gonna work on myself though.
Yeah, that's all you can do, right?
I've been back in the gym. I haven't missed a day in the gym. I went there for a while where I wasn't even drinking water. I mean, I hadn't drunk water in like 3 or 4 days. I had got bad. I mean, I wasn't drinking, I wasn't eating. I mean, my daughter was seeing all that. But I'm actually got myself back together now. I've been working out and I mean, I know I gave my best. So like I said, at the end of the day, just leave it up to God, and He knows exactly what I did, And hey, like people say, you can do, like people told me, you can go down there and see somebody, you can see somebody stranded. You can see somebody over there that needs a flat tire fixed and be stranded, and go over and fix the flat tire, and they turn around and rob you. It's just the way it is,
Yeah. You gotta love yourself more. That's your problem. That's your only problem. You don't love yourself. You're trying to find ways to. So, like you said, you're back in the gym and, trying to get back focused. So, that's a start. Definitely. You got to start somewhere. So, you're making progress.
I'm glad I spoke to you today because I feel better. It's going to make my day go by. I mean, I make my Saturday go good because I really didn't want to. I guess I had to hear it from somebody else. But I think you telling the truth. I know you telling the truth. I don't love myself. I mean,
it's a difference when the person playing the blame game versus, oh, you did this wrong or she did this wrong, versus helping you identify. You know what I'm saying? Like a person could easily blame what you did wrong, but you got to understand what you did wrong you know what I'm saying? And it puts you in a better mind space, because if you thinking that if you playing the victim in the situation, you're gonna always feel like the victim. So you are always gonna be feeling like you're gonna overlook anything wrong that she may have you're gonna overlook anything wrong that you may have done in a situation to got you there, because it's like if you can't identify what got you there, you're gonna end up in another situation very similar.
Yeah.
So
but you think that she had
the lesson is part of the lesson is necessary for your growth. So look at it like this: from this situation on forward, look at it like you in one of those escape rooms. So now this situation is an escape room. The only way to unlock this room and get you to safety is for you to find that accountability key. The only way to find the accountability key, or let's say to decode the accountability code, okay, the only way for you to figure out what the code is you got to identify what it was, what factors you know what I'm saying, and what role you played and what factors you played into this situation to get you into this situation, because it'll also help you in terms of defending yourself. Because when you go to court, the judge is going to ask you, do you have something to say? I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell it to you now. If don't nobody tell you, if your lawyer don't tell you, I'm going to tell you. They want you to take accountability. So regardless of if you can be proven innocent or not, you need to say that you acknowledge what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You acknowledge XYZ. This is whatever. This was the outcome. This is the lesson learned. You always have to acknowledge the lesson learned, despite of whether you did it or not. Whether it be the lesson learned during the process of you being accused, or the lesson learned in what you actually did. But you have to acknowledge that you have learned some type of lesson from this situation. And the only way to do that is to actually do some soul work and figure out what role you play. Why did you allow certain things? And what about you do you need to work on so this will never happen to you again? And once you learn that lesson, you'll get out the situation with flying colors.
Okay. Hey, I want to ask you something. Somebody said, like, now I know you speak the facts on this. They said, well, you don't never know, you go work on yourself, maybe she goes work on herself. You never know what the universe is going to bring, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be,
You just said fuck everything I just said, didn't you?
No, I mean,
worried about you're still trying to place hope in a situation. There is no hope. She do not want you. So now you're going off of hoping that the universe, she's with another man. She don't want you. You could sit there, oh, maybe she'll work on herself. Maybe she will. Maybe she'll marry this man and they'll be together for the rest of their lives and have a whole bunch of kids, and you'll still be sitting there at 80 talking about, yeah, she's just going to leave him one day. She's going to work on herself one day.
I got you.
Now, what you need to figure out is what about you make you want a person that don't want you? This what you doing. Say you $1 million, right? You as a person, you're $1 million. You work for $1 million. You're telling her, here, take my $1 million. She said, I don't want it. You said the guy ain't, she downgraded. Okay, so we gonna say this. You $1 million, he $5,000. You say, here, take my $1 million. She said, no, I got $5,000. I'm good. You like, take my $1 million. She like, I don't want it. I got my $5,000. You like, take my $1 million. Make it make sense. Why don't you go why would you spend your $1 million on you? You try to force a person to take something that they don't want. Why are you trying to force your $1 million on a person that wants $5,000? She's okay with $5,000. She does not want your $1 million. Think about it. Don't try to force your value on somebody that's not going to see it. If a person is dedicated to misunderstanding you, they will never understand you. You keep on thinking in your head, maybe she'll work this out. No, maybe you will elevate your mind and won't even want her. That's what you need to work on, elevating yourself so you don't want her, because the woman that you want, first of all, y'all got too much torment, too much brokenness, too much history to have a successful relationship at this point anyway. Because despite y'all could be away from each other for 5 years, and the moment that one of y'all do something that remind y'all of something that they did in the past, then what? That's like giving a crackhead crack after 5 years. You think they're not gonna relapse?
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? He don't want you. I mean, she don't want you. She don't want you, and that's fine. That's okay. You don't even want you. You want her to love you, and you admitted not to loving you. Think about it. You gotta love you. You want her to love you, but you can't love you. She loving you exactly the way you love yourself. You don't. You giving her all this shit. You done bought her all this workout shit, but you had to get back in the gym. Just think about it. you trying to make sure she working out and she gonna be straight, but you lacking and taking that shit away from yourself and putting it into somebody else. And then now everything gone, and now you got to get back to who you were before you even met her.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, I don't know. For some reason, God told me to find you this morning.
You're going to be straight. You just take it one day at a time, but you got to stop. You got to know your value and your worth. Then that's the thing. You keep trying to exchange energy with her. So now if you sleep with her, you exchange your energy with this broke non shit. man that's so low vibrational. Gotta think about that too now. So even if she decides to spin the block, y'all might as well have a threesome if you're gonna do that. Not even trying to be funny or disrespectful, because you know what I'm saying? And if she attract him at such a low vibrational level, the only thing that you could do is, because you're no better than him. Mind you, you said he might be this or he might be that, but what that make you? You don't want to stay with her for 5 years. He just got into the situation. Yeah, she might have moved in with him 2 days after the situation with y'all broke up, but she moved in with you 2 to 3 weeks after. You ain't no different. The only difference is y'all probably talked during those 2 or 3 weeks, so you could actually put a time frame on it, but you don't know how long they've been talking. It could have been, she could have been dealing with this man for the past couple of years.
Dang.
Like seriously, because when we cheat, if we cheat right, you'll never know. The only time you're gonna find out about another man is when it's time to leave. And I got in this book, Why Women Cheat. I went over it yesterday. I'll go over it real quick.
Okay.
It won't take long, but so this is my book, The Shit Men Don't Know About Women.
Where can you get that book at? On Amazon?
So you can go to my website, kellykelshow.com.
Oh, that's your book.
Mm-hmm. My book.
Oh, yeah. I can buy it on there.
Yeah, kellykelshow.com.
Okay. I'm gonna get that.
All right, so women cheat premeditatedly. By the time a woman cheats, she's been mentally detaching herself for a while. A woman only cheats if she's sure it's gonna work. Most men believe that women cheat due to emotions, but that's not always the case. There has to be something that triggered her to have emotions to even seek out someone else. In many cases, her reason for cheating is not the emotion, but instead whatever it was that caused the emotion initially. For instance, if a woman feels like she's not getting enough attention and someone else gives it to her, her reason for cheating is not because she felt like or thinks she wasn't getting enough attention. It's simply because she was not getting enough attention. Most women cannot control how they feel and what they want. No matter how hard they try, they want to be courted. Anything a man is not doing leaves room for another man to accomplish. If a man never tells her she's beautiful, then she'll be drawn to the first one that does. Anything she's lacking will be appealing to her if a man outside of her own can and is willing to provide for her. She wants to feel appreciated as well. When she cheats, she never does it to hurt anybody. She just desires to feel loved in that moment. She more than likely has feelings for the other person. However, unlike men, if her man acts right, she'll stop cheating, or if she's caught. If a woman never feels as though she settles, now this is important. If a woman never feels as though she settles at some point, then she's bound to cheat. If she ever felt like she settled with you, she's going to cheat on you. This is never a good thing. A woman's mind is controlled through love, money, and sex. Unfortunately, as with anyone, love is never enough.
What do you say?
A woman will settle financially. A woman will settle for a financially stable man with a small penis or bad sex. If she cheats, it's for sex. A woman will settle with a broke man with a big penis or great sex. If she cheats, it's for money. If she has a man that with great sex and plenty of money and she still cheats, it's to feel loved in that moment. However, that man has lacked in one of the two other areas in the past, and the tally is still held against them. Meaning you can have money and you can have good sex, but if she cheats on you, you better believe that you didn't drop the ball in one of those two areas sometime in the past. She just gonna, a man is as good as his last mistake to a woman. So women cheat for the same exact reason that they settled for.
Dang.
So do you see how you say she was leaving the situation, boom, hopped in with you? Same shit. It's a cycle.
You think it's because of sex? Because like, so somebody tell me if she's truly a narcissist, sex really don't matter to her if she got a motive, if it's a motive for her to move in. You know?
Well, narcissists love sex, so that's just what it is. But it's a cycle, though. Think about it. If she's not making any changes, she's going to constantly attract the same type of men. So he just like you. Okay. Opened up his house, let her move in, trusting her too soon. He just like you. She got another you in a different body.
Dang. That's rough. That's
Seriously.
wild.
And then the thing about it is, if she was such this narcissist, you would not. What's the point of wanting her? You still wanting your you want your $1 million to be just wasted.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying. Like, why you still want it, man? If you know, I don't know. I guess it's called. I guess they say some people say it's called trauma bonding. You know, you can get trauma bonded and not even know it.
Check this out. When a woman cheats with a man, she has given him the power to control her. Although she may not necessarily want to have a long-term relationship with the man she's cheating with, whomever he is, he has the ability to make her leave home if only he can provide what her man is not. A woman does not cheat to leave. She cheats to give herself the peace of mind that's necessary for her to continue being unhappy. Now I'm gonna repeat that. A woman does not cheat to leave. She cheats to give herself this peace of mind that's necessary for her to continue to be being unhappy. If there is ever a monetary transaction involved, she does not consider this as cheating. If a woman has sex for money, more than likely it was to provide something for her man. A woman will sacrifice herself for the sake of her man. Just like a man, she'll never tell the entire truth.
Wow, I'm getting that book. See,
So
I'm gonna get everybody. I'm gonna get that book and get everybody to buy that.
we don't cheat to leave. We don't cheat to leave. We cheat so we can be happy enough to continue being unhappy. We don't cheat to leave.
I'm gonna ask you this though. Why was she? Okay, well, I'm just gonna ask you this, and be honest. Why would she make videos and say that, you know, we had good times and talk about stuff if she knows she's gone completely? Because you gotta think this is still fresh.
Because you know you're watching.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but you don't think she has some feelings? I mean, it was 5 years. I mean,
She could have feelings, but she also know you're watching.
Oh, so what's she
Dogs
getting?
don't chase park cars. Let me tell you, we don't put on the show if we ain't got no audience. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We know you're watching.
Okay.
She know your ass tuned in with a fake page. Ain't
I got
you?
you. So basically, the new guy, he probably already knows that why she's doing it. Because I was like wondering, like, because she had made one video and she's like, well, you know, I can't hardly ever she said, I'm pretending to get over this. And then she was like something about, I'm pretending to get over this. And she said something about, you know, Tinder watching, you know, Tinder watching. I don't need a man. I don't need them, the men. I don't need the man that I want. I mean, I don't need the man for what I want. She said men. She didn't say man.
How you know she talking about you?
Oh, yeah, right.
You want to be talking about you so bad, I promise you. You know what you remind me of? When somebody when a female or a male go through somebody's phone, you know, you already going in there thinking that you're gonna find something. So everything you can see, a motherfucker could text their mama, a good night, I love you, mom. And you.
So here's the thing though. I mean, say I'm not trying to sound punkish, but say he is like, you know, because everybody, we never had a problem. She said we never had a problem in the bedroom, whatever. Say he is tying her up or whatever. Okay, so what is she getting though? I mean, out of that, I mean, what's she getting? I mean, what is she getting? I mean, so basically, what I'm saying is, okay, she likes her TikTok. That's fine, but somebody said, you know, I wanted to spend time with her, but you know, good as well. If you have a man, he said he wants to spend time with you, and you've been on TikTok for 5 hours a day, you know, like if I'm on a video game and you say, hey, I want to go and do something, you know, I should be able to put the video game down. But see, she was never like it. It was always her stuff first, and then whatever's time left over, we have. So he's probably not doing that. So he's probably like, somebody said he may know that she's like this, but he's probably, a lot of people. Because I'm on this website that has like.
Where'd he go?
That way, but if he
I
knows,
didn't hear you. You blanked out.
I said he may know that she's that way, but if he may know that she's that kind of person. But if he's getting easy sex, he probably don't care if she's doing whatever or whatever. You know, he's probably like whenever I see her. And so basically, everybody's saying what everybody was telling me is that she's looking at it as, dang, you know, that's peace. You know, he ain't texting me, he ain't calling me, he ain't saying nothing to me. You know, I can do whatever the hell I want to do, and then see him just on Thursday. We had sex, you know, and that's fine with him. You know,
Or maybe she sees him every day and his vision just happens to align with hers. Therefore, that's why he ain't got no issue with what she does.
Yeah.
That could be a consideration. See, it's easy for a person to tell you to try to make you feel good about some shit. Like, oh yeah, maybe to try to like think about it. You ain't got to downplay another person to feel good. And
Yeah.
that's what the people around you do. They try to downplay her situation. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wasn't meant to be together. It don't mean that he going through the same thing. It don't mean that she's giving up easy sex. It doesn't mean that he's not texting her and they're not communicating. That's what y'all did.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Somebody told me, they said you set the bar so high that they said I don't care. Not and they said in this lifetime, I just don't see that she's not gonna ever talk to you ever again. They said I just don't see that.
So what's the question?
They said with me setting the bar so high, they said they just don't see her never ever talking to me ever again. And then like Lee said, he said, like Lee said, you know, and I'm basing that off of she is a narcissist, that he said they always come back. They always hoover and come back because they gotta have multiple supply. You know, who to say it don't work out with that dude. And she comes back and say, hey, I apologize. I didn't really mean to do what I did. You know what I'm saying? He said, you know,
What you gonna do then?
They say you gotta be careful with that. Huh?
What you gonna do then?
Shit, I'm doing like my lawyer said, shut the door. Shit. What I supposed to do? I don't think
y'all don't need to be together. That's what it sounds, just period.
Even though I went through what I went through, is that she also has to figure, she has to stop playing the victim though. Because her, even though her son said, even her parents, everybody, I mean, she plays the victim on everything. I've never been with nobody like this, where, you know, it don't matter what it is, she tries to play the victim. I mean, I couldn't even speak to her about something or her getting upset. Or it triggered. Somebody said they think that I was.
What happened? Mm-hmm. If y'all want to join the live, the link is in the bio. I'll be on for a couple more minutes. If you want to join the live, the link is in the bio. We got self-care Saturdays here. It's time to love on yourselves. Put yourselves first. It don't hurt none, do it. So we're gonna be here for about a good 5 more minutes. If you want to get if you want to come up top, go ahead and click the link. If y'all want any of my books, my website is The Kelly Kell Show. It's kellykellshow@gmail.com. Here are my books. I got 4 books. The Shit Men Don't Know About Women, Man versus King, The Art of Loving a Man. Hold on. And the Relationship Bible. Here's Man versus King. I am only sending out 5 copies of each book, and from there, everything else will be ebooks. You can find my books on my website at kellykelshow.com. I'll post the website. For those of you that's on TikTok and Facebook, the link is in my bio. My website, kellykelshow.com. Y'all be able to book me. You'll be able to order ebooks and just pretty much whatever it is. You'll be able to do that there. So, if anybody that wants to get up, y'all can get up on the live. I got about 5 more minutes to go on live. And then I'm going to go ahead and end it for today. The link is in the bio. If you click my bio, click the link. It should be at the top. And I'm glad I can help everybody. Everybody that said that I help them, I appreciate it. Y'all help me. Y'all motivate me to motivate y'all, so I appreciate it. If you want to get up in the link, if you want to get in the chat, go ahead and click the link in the bio. Click my name and then click the link in the bio. Just go to my page. Otherwise, y'all have to book me at kellykelshow.com. kellykelshow.com is my website. So yeah, the purpose of this podcast is to give people the floor and just kind of help you get through your day-to-day, give you a little bit of motivation, keep you going. I appreciate everybody that follow me. If you don't follow me, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube, The Kelly Kell Show. Turn on your notifications. That way you'll get a little ding every time I go live. You'll get a notification every time I post something, and that way you'll be up to date on the latest things that I have going on. I am going to hold a couple raffles. I'm going to hold a couple different things, different perks for those of you that just rock with me. And no problem. I see a few thanks in the chat. No problem. No problem. So my goal is to communicate with y'all multiple times throughout the week. I will go live a little later today. That's my goal. Maybe at night, y'all gonna rock with me a little bit more, but make sure y'all turn on your notifications and like, comment, subscribe. Keep it going. Keep it going. So the goal is 6 months from now, this will be the biggest podcast in the nation, and that it will be. Remember, I said that today is March 18th, 2023, and I am proclaiming it is 2:29 p.m. And I am proclaiming that within 6 months of today, March 18th, 2023, 2:29 p.m., 2:30 p.m. now. I am proclaiming that this will be one of the biggest podcasts in the entire nation 6 months from now. This is the Kelly Kell Show, and I'm out. Peace, love, and hair grease. And guess what? Somebody got to say it. Y'all want me to say it though? I ain't. No, shoot the messenger. I'm out.